structures in relation to vertebrae. So we have total 7 cervical vertebrae. At the level of C2 C3 we have mandible. At the level of C3 we have aorta. At the level of C4 we have thyroid cartilage upper border. At the level of C6 we have cricoid cartilage. Also at the level of C5 you can palpate carotid pulses. At the level of C6 posteriorly you see vertebral artery moving into foramen, and there is beginning of esophagus, beginning of trachea at the level of C6. C7 we have vertebral prominence behind. Thoracic duct has the highest point at level of C7. Okay, that was cervical vertebrae. Then thoracic vertebrae at the level of T2 we have first rib and suprasternal notch. Okay, scapula in superior angle at level of T2, medial end of spine at the level of T3, inferior angle at the level of T7, T8. Sternum, suprasternal notch at the level of T1, junction of manubrium and sternum at the level of T4, junction of sternum and xiphoid at the level of T6. Arch of aorta begins at the level of T4, has peak at the level of T2. Okay, trachea which had begun formation at T6 will start bifurcating at the level of T5. Carina is at the level of T6. Then lower we have diaphragm, which are pierced by inferior vena cava, esophagus and aorta respectively at the level of T8, T10 and T12. Voice of America 8, 10 and 12. Okay. Then we have lumbar vertebrae. Lumbar vertebrae at the level of L1 we have an important plane, transpyloric plane, along which pylorus passes. Fundus or gallbladder is present. SMA is present, and we have termination of spinal cord at this level, and hilum of kidneys at also this plane. Abdominal aorta has celiac trunk, which is at the level of T12, L1. Then you have SMA, which is at the level of L1. Then you have renal arteries origin at the level of L1, L2. Then you have IMA at the level of L3, and it divides the level of bifurcates at the level of L4. Okay. Then as already said, spinal cords end at the level of L1 or transpyloric plane, but dural sac continues up to level of S2. This space in between you can give spinal injections without injuring the spinal cord. So before injecting spinal cord you will have to palpate iliac crest at the level of L5 and give the injection between L4 and L5. S1 you have sacral promontory, previously said. S2 as the end of dural sac and also posterior superior iliac spine. S3 you have posterior inferior iliac spine and the beginning of rectum at S3 level.